Today is my 1-year anniversary with my boyfriend, and for the past year of dating, I've learned 5 things about dating that no one else seems to talk about. While we do that, I'm also going to bake him some cookies as a surprise, so let's get into it. As I get my ingredients together, I want to ask, are you single? If so, this video is for you. Are you dating? If so, the video is also for you. Lessons on how to improve your relationship can help for everyone. I got all my ingredients together, so let's get into lesson number 1. Dating is just the starting point. Before you start dating someone, your dream is just to be with them. All the rom-coms you see, the whole movie spends the time before they get together. You never see what happens after they start dating. And because of that, I never thought about what happened after I started dating. I only wanted to get into a relationship. But the reality is, dating is just the starting point. Once you start dating, you start to think about what's next. Where are you guys going towards? Think about it this way. When you were single, the next milestone you were hoping to achieve was dating someone. Once you start dating someone, there is going to be a next milestone that you want to achieve too. For most people, this is getting engaged and getting married eventually. Of course, if you're young and you're not sure where your future is going and you're not sure about this person, you're not thinking about marriage and getting engaged that soon. But when you think about it, if you're dating someone seriously, you are eventually going to reach some milestones. No matter how fast you're moving towards the next step, you are still making progress in a relationship. That's what was really foreign to me. I thought that being in a relationship was just this really happy end state to be in, but once you realize you get into a relationship, that's not actually the end state. You are still learning more things about each other. You are evaluating each other as partners, right? You are deciding if you will be long-term partners together. If you're looking to get married or if you're not, you're still sort of thinking about, will this person be compatible with me? And I never understood that. I thought that dating was the goal. But really, dating is just the beginning. Now let's get into baking. The wet ingredients. Oh shoot, I didn't even mix this though. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh. While I get this all together, I'm going to tell you about lesson number 2. You are not the main character anymore. Before you date, you are single and you are the only person in your life. You are the main character. Whenever you get hurt, you think, oh, that person hurt me. That's wrong on them. And whenever you're feeling great and you're helping other people, you're like, oh, like, I'm awesome. But once you start dating, you have another main character in your life. See, when I started dating, I always thought about, what can my boyfriend do for me? Why isn't he doing this? I want to be loved this way. And I didn't think about the fact that my boyfriend also would think the same way too. He wants to be loved well. He wants to be treated well. And I would only focus on the things that I needed, not the things that he needed. And when you start dating someone, the other person's needs and desires become just as important as your own. Of course, you don't want to lose yourself, but you want to consider them and love them well. Especially with the whole if he wanted to, he would trend. At least for me, I started to just think, wow, like my boyfriend should be doing this for me and this for me. And I didn't think about the fact that I should be doing anything for my boyfriend. And so I just think it's really important to remember that there's 2 people in your relationship. Just like you feel like you want to be loved, that person also wants to feel loved too. And so it's important to sometimes be really selfless and step out of your own shoes and just try to care for the other person in the way that you want to be cared for. And ideally, you're with someone who also is doing that for you. Next, we're going to preheat the oven and start to mold. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Helen, and I make videos about love, dating, being in your 20s. If you like this video, I have a playlist with more videos about love and dating. It's linked in my description below if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. The dough is ready, and now I'm going to scoop them into little balls for the cookies. And while we do that, I'm going to talk about lesson number 3. You fight for the sake of progress. When I started dating, I always would fight for the sake of winning the fight. I'm someone who prides myself on being a pretty smart person. In my family, I've always been the one to win the arguments. And so I brought that same attitude to my relationship. I just really wanted to be right. And I actually didn't care about being kind sometimes. Like I would say really mean things. Even if I was the one who was hurt and wronged by my boyfriend, the way that I would fight would actually be really hurtful and not helpful to a relationship. I realized that when you do that, you're not actually helping your relationship. Something I got asked once was, why are we the most mean to the people we love the most? I think it's so true. Like, we get so comfortable with each other. We are hurt the most by them too, like when they do something wrong. Like, when I get hurt by my boyfriend, the first thing I want to do is I want to hurt him back. If he hurt me, then the way I bring up the problem and the way I talk about what happened, I'm going to be hurtful about it because, well, I was hurt too. And it's not fair that only I get hurt, you should get hurt too. But if you think about things that way, if you just go for an eye, like you punch me, I punch you back, your relationship is never going to get better. The point of fighting is to figure out any problems in your relationship and make them better so that it doesn't happen again. You are not against each other. You're not opponents. You are a team. I realized that I need to think about it not as me versus you, but us figuring out the problem together. And that really helped me because I realized what the real purpose of fighting is, right? It's to help us get better. Fighting is not to help me win an argument or to help me prove my point, which I don't know about your families, but that sort of was how I grew up thinking about it. Like, I always wanted to be right with my family. But when you start dating, you realize that a fight is actually just a difference in opinion or a difference in how you see things, probably because you were raised differently. When you start to realize that you fight so that you can resolve your differences, you start to realize it's a helpful thing, right? You're trying to help your relationship, not hurt it. And when I was going about it in the past, I would be trying to hurt it. Finished rolling 6 cookies. I can't fit any more, so we're going to do this in 2 batches. So first batch into the oven. While my cookies cook, I want to tell you about lesson number 4, which is forgive each other. And the reason I bring this up is because I realized I am not someone who forgives very easily. When my boyfriend would hurt my feelings, when he would do something wrong, I would get really upset by it, and he would apologize and promise to try to be better next time. But even after he apologized, I still didn't forgive him. I would hold things against him, and I wouldn't give him the opportunity to redeem himself. And I would just keep finding things to poke at in his behavior. No matter what he did, it wasn't enough. And it was because I never forgave him. I still held that hurt in the past against him. But in a relationship, you have to forgive each other in order to move past things. You're inevitably going to hurt each other's feelings. Someone's going to do something wrong. But you have to be able to come together, apologize, like deeply apologize, and then forgive. The only way to really move on is to forgive. You have a lot of fights with your partner, but the ones that you remember are the ones that you haven't forgiven them for. If you ask me about the fights that my boyfriend and I have had, I can't really remember that many of them because I have forgiven him and moved on. But if you had asked me that earlier in a relationship, I could name them very well because I held on to them. I didn't forgive him for it. And so they were still a problem in our relationship. The only way to move forward is if you come across problems, you forgive each other, and you can actually move on past it. Pull out the cookies, they look good. We still have a little bit left to roll, so let's do that and talk about lesson number 5. Don't get complacent. You always want to find ways to make your partner feel appreciated and loved. You don't want to start to take them for granted and get complacent about showing them that you care about them. This is my way of not being complacent. You know, we're getting to a year. I could easily just show up and just keep doing what we're normally doing, but I think it's important to just think of small gestures of ways to make your partner feel appreciated. There's couples who've been married for a very long time and they always try to do things to keep it fresh, and part of that is just like, not always doing the same things that you do, not only showing up in the ways that you normally do, but thinking of ways to surprise your partner, to show them that you're thinking about them, to just show them new ways of how you love them. I know my boyfriend really likes peanut butter and Nutella, and I'm making this with cookies, because why not? So this is a short and simple one, but I think it's important. And voila! This time I was feeling mini cookies, so here are the babies. Let's put them in the oven. Well, that ends the video, and let me try these cookies. Ooh. Oh, this one. It's okay. Oh man, I don't think you'll like them. Oh well, it's the effort that counts.